You've got to tune to 90.3 FM, KEXP in Seattle, worldwide at KEXP.org. I'm Kevin Cole, down in the performance space with Jenn Champion, who's put out an amazing album, Single Rider. Jenn, welcome back to KEXP.
Thank you for having us.
How about playing a couple songs?
Will do.
Jenn Champion live on KEXP, coming for you, the track that is from the new album, Single Rider.
Ready, gang?
Ooh.
Jenn Champion live on KEXP. 2 songs from the new album single, Rider, O.M.G, I'm All Over It and Coming for You. Sounding absolutely fantastic.
Thank you so much.
So the album came out in July.
It did.
I think it surprised a lot of people.
I hope so.
And, more dancey, more electronic, a little different from the records under the S moniker. And I read somewhere that part of what you were trying to do was to figure out pop music.
Yeah, I would say that's true. I had started listening to a lot of pop, and I think the production on pop music has always kind of eluded me from having such an indie background where you're like, there's a drum kit and guitar, put some mics on it. It's like, oh,
yeah.
Don't tune it up, it's fine.
So you're thinking about figuring out the production side. Do you think as an artist it's important to kind of stretch yourself sonically as you evolve?
I mean, it's important to me. Like, I always love learning and trying to figure out what's next and what else I can do. So I think for me, I will always be like, what else can I do?
Yeah. Well, and this, I would imagine moving in this direction and just even figuring out the production components to sort of more pop music, it's got to also be reflected in the songs and the lyrics, perhaps. Do you feel they're different?
I think probably in some ways, like I probably just on a journey of like the way I'm going to say something will probably come out a bit different because I'm like that I have to phrase this in a way that is phonetically pleasing.
Yeah.
But I want to have the same sentiment.
Like, could you do like OMG, I'm All Over It, just on guitar? And it would probably sound a lot different.
Yeah, we have a guitar version and a piano ballad version, which you wouldn't, you're like, oh man, that is sad. Less dancey aerobics.
Yeah. We'll talk about aerobics in a bit here. So, there's some great influences, some sort of 80s dance influences, Janet Jackson. But I also read somewhere that you were kind of trying to make an album that you felt fell within the worlds somewhere in between Drake and Blue Oyster Cult.
That is very true. I had that If You're Reading This, It's Already Too Late album that Drake put out a couple years ago. Like, I became really obsessed with that record because it was so minimal.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, this cost $1 million, I'm sure. But it was so weird. And I was like, this is what I want to do. Something weird, but like it has sonic appeal. I'm not Drake or anything, but I'm going to strive.
Yeah. What about the Blue Oyster Cult side?
I think, that's what I kind of originally went into making a new album, kind of like really guitars, and I want to do like cool harmonies and stuff. So it was kind of like trying to like, how do I make these cool riffs and stuff, and how do I play guitar and still have pop music? Yeah.
I think OMG is a great example there because that riff is really cool, right? And I was just trying to think of how that might sound, your guitar riff in that song, in a different setting, and you wouldn't play it that way, I don't think.
Yeah, I think it is. It was fun. It was like a new approach at guitar to be like, how can I play something very minimal but have a real, it needs to be here. You don't want to take it out. You're like, that guitar doesn't need to be there. You're like, that makes the song. Yeah,
it does. Is it, were you ever sort of nervous about putting the record out? Like, is it scary or is it exciting? Kind of, or both, to kind of shapeshift like
I think it's exciting because there's a good response to it. I think it's so far been very positive. Like, even people that listen to pop music, they're like, this is a good pop record, so it's very exciting. I'm not going to venture down fantasy of like what would have happened if had it gone the other way. But so far it's exciting.
Yeah. So maybe a little fear before it came out.
Sure.
Yeah. I hope people...
What am I doing? What did I do?
It's great. It's so awesome. As are your other records. It's just cool hearing a different sound. Now, OMG, I'm All Over It, originally, I believe, started out as a piano song, and you weren't feeling confident about it. Like, you almost didn't put it out, right? Or record it.
Yeah, there was something about it that I was like, this, I think the chorus part or something about it that I was like, I really, really like this. But I didn't know what to do in the verses, and it was a piano song, and it was one of those songs I just like kept going back to and being like, what about this? What about this? And then I think when I brought it into the studio, it was helpful to have a producer be like, I know what to do with this.
Yeah. Do you find, like, when you work on music, you're kind of in a vacuum and it's hard to have perspective? Like what is it like? Collaborating, a producer, providing feedback, seeing live audience response to things that gives you that feedback you need. Like, what do you do to sort of get out of that sort of isolated songwriting mode?
I think playing songs for peers or colleagues and really being open to advice has really been helpful. Like, I think I used to write in a way of like, this is something that I do. It's so precious. Don't touch it. Yeah. And now it's like, who wants to help me make this song cooler? Which is really fun.
Yeah, that's got to be a cool, interesting shift, right? And to get over maybe any hesitation in terms of sharing music. As an artist, you do it anyway, right? You play it live at some point.
Yeah, and it's cool to have that feedback.
How's living in LA?
It's pretty great. It is. I wear a lot of shorts, which, and then we just went up to Chicago a couple weeks ago and we were like, oh, it's fall. Like, we had no idea. Because you're like, you lose time in LA. I've just been like, it's fall. Weird.
The blissed out sunshine. You wear a lot of shorts. Shorts are good. You were wearing some spandex in the music video.
Yeah.
For O.M.G. I'm All Over It, which you helped produce.
I did. I had a kind of an idea for that and roped in some people that I had met in LA and who were like, yeah, I'll help you do a music video. And this woman, Hyperbody, she just was like, has like a aerobics class in LA that's like very 80s style. She's just like decked out in, it's just like future Blade Runner.
So hang on, you didn't have to style all of that?
No, people just showed up like that. We were just like, hey, bring your leotards. And then I'm like, this is Los Angeles.
Yeah, it is awesome. It's really fun, and the dancing's great too. Yeah,
that was fun.
Is that a new kind of thing for you to feel comfortable dancing?
Kevin, it's definitely new. It's definitely new. But I think all of our goals this year was to like, the more we dance in the shows and in the videos, it's like, whoa, we need dance lessons. One, me and Mary Lee have choreographed a lot of moves to the live show. And when we were starting to work on the live show, I was like, Mary Lee, 1, I'm not a dancer. 2, I'm not a choreographer. What are we doing? But so far, we've gotten great feedback on it.
Yeah, it's great, and the other videos are awesome too. So I would highly recommend listeners to check that out. It seems like you're having a lot of fun.
I'm having the best time.
Good. So satisfying experience.
It is.
How do you feel this will inform kind of what you do next?
I imagine writing stuff that is where I'm probably playing a less instruments. Like, I think the dancing has been so fun. I was like, how do I get a headset? How do we do more dancing? How do we get more outfits? Like, it's just a new thing. So it's all really shiny and like, this is so fun.
Yeah, it looks like fun and it sounds fun and the songs are great. Tell me about the next song you're going to play, Time to Regulate.
Time to Regulate was actually the last song I wrote for the album. And I think just having more of an idea of like writing kind of pop or kind of in that genre, I was like, I just kind of was like, I'm stepping way out of my zone here on this one. And even Brian Fennell, the producer, was like, oh, you're kind of rapping on this one. And I was like, what? But I think it was a fun song to write, and just kind of how you can feel like free and having a good time and lost and just like, I don't like myself very much at the same time.
Yeah. How about playing it, Jenn?
I think we could manage it.
Let's get lost and have a good time. It's Jenn Champion live on KEXP.
This is the sad one.
Jenn Champion live on KEXP. It's all right. It's better than all right.
It is all right.
It's fantastic.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was Bleed, and right before that, Time to Regulate. I love the disco guns in that song.
Right?
The boo.
Yeah, you gotta love all that stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
Put it all in there.
The new record is Single Rider. Again, thank you so much. Do you mind introducing the band real quick for
I would
listeners?
love to. On keys over here, sometimes we got Andy Elseri. Just we call Andy Silent Shredder. Because they're really quiet, but then you get on the bass and they're like, ding, ding, ding. Anyway. And then we got Mary Lee, or ML as we like to call her, on bass and other instruments. We're multi-instrumentalists.
I see that. That's good. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you so much for having us. It's a real pleasure.
Nice.
Really
well,
fun.
thank you. And again, Single Rider, one of the best albums of the year. So thank you for that.
You are welcome.
All right. Huge thanks to the crew, Jim, Justin, Scott, Beth, Kevin Suggs on sound, Mitch, Joseph, and all the KEXP donors that make in-studio sessions like this one with Jenn Champion possible. It is KEXP Seattle. Discover new music at kexp.org.